Hey, this is Jack Mize. Welcome back to the Local Guru Roadmap. So in the last module, we talked about marketing what you do, meaning you are marketing the solutions that you have, that you provide for the problems that local consumers are looking for. Because what are local consumers looking for when they're ready to buy? They're not necessarily looking for brands, they're looking for solutions, at least initially. They're looking for solutions. Now, what happens once they find you? Let's say that we have your message out in multiple places like we talked about. We opened up the lead valves. So we got your compelling message in multiple places, whether it's a website or a video or an online classified, a business listing. So they found you, and maybe they found you on the front page of Google through pay-per-click even. Well, guess what? What else did they find? They probably found your competition. They probably found 2, 3, 5, 7 other businesses that potentially may have the same solution or offer a solution to a similar problem. So what are we going to do to make them pick you? Well, what you're going to do is you are going to market who you are the correct way. This is where your X factor starts coming into play. What is it that is going to compel them to choose you over the competition, over the other people that they found online? And also, what about the people that were given your name or your business as a referral, or maybe they found you on a website or someone talking about you on social media, and someone went and Googled your name? What are they going to find about you? You know, think about it. We live in that society now where the de facto way that people perform due diligence now a lot of times is just going and Googling a business. And sometimes that's all they do is Google and make their decision off of that. And what you need to make sure of is that they find some good stuff. And you've heard about reputation management and that type of taking control of what's online about you, whether it's reviews or how you're listed in different directories. But it's not even just reputation management. You don't want to wait for bad stuff to come up. You have the control to create that reputation. You have the control to make sure that when someone Googles your business, your brand, that they get to find out all of the good stuff that you're up to. And this is something that is completely neglected. One of the things that makes me laugh a lot of times is when business talk about SEO or they talk about, well, so-and-so says he's on the front page of Google, but it's only for his business name. Big deal if you get Googled and only your business name shows up on the front page of Google. Well, I'm here to tell you that is a big deal, because in the next phase, after people have found you, after they found what you do, a lot of times they're going to move to their due diligence, and then they're going to look to find out who you are to determine if you're someone that they want to do business with. So if you're in a Me Too business or any type of business where you have competitors that are showing up online right along with you, you have to start developing that X factor to make those consumers pick you. In the very least, make sure that you're on the list of the people that they call when they're deciding who to do business with. So how do you do that? Well, one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of businesses make is they go back to the old me marketing. They use the internet as a place to store their resume. Look at me. Look what I've done. Look at the certificates that I have. Look how long I've been in business. I'm an expert. I'm an expert. I'm an expert. Did you hear me? I'm an expert. That's not what you want to do. You want to make sure that you provide information, you provide the marketing and apply marketing principles so that you don't have to call yourself the expert. Because when your prospects look at the message that you have online, they are going to be the ones to call you the expert. So you really have to think about that. Who are you? I want you to think about, whatever industry you're in, Google that industry. Google a solution to a problem, right? And see how many businesses show up. And that's what you really have to think about. So many people think that, I'm on the front page of Google, the phone's going to ring off the hook. I know you've been sold that. I know you've been told that. It's just not the case. There has to be a reason on the other side of that click for that prospect, for that consumer, to even investigate you. Think about it. If you've ever had pay-per-click or you paid for SEO and you're on the front page of Google, but it just didn't provide the return or get the results that you thought or that you were told that it would get, I could almost tell you with a very, very high degree of certainty, it's because your message is not right. Is that there's nothing on the other side of that click to compel that person to turn that searcher into a prospect so that you can then be allowed to turn that prospect into a customer. And that's really what lead generation is to turn searchers into prospects so that they then will contact you so that you can turn them into a customer. So I want you to think about who you are and look at your website right now. Look at your online properties. How much of it is talking about you versus how much of it is talking about your customer? How much of it is talking about their problems? Instead of saying, let's talk about me, look at all the great stuff I've done, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your problems. If you're a first-time home buyer and you have these questions, well, a lot of people have these questions, and we're here to give you the answers. We're here to help guide you through this journey for you to purchase your first home. But it can be anything, whether it's accounting, whether it's chiropractor, whether you're a podiatrist, whether you're a personal trainer, right? If you think about a personal trainer, if you just say, I'm a personal trainer, I've done all this, I've received these awards, I can lift this much weight, I can run this far, what is that doing to your prospect? They want to know, but how can you help me achieve that? And so what you need to do is you need to think about and position yourself not as I'm the best, I'm the fastest, I'm the cheapest. I want you to think about and I want you to position yourself not as the expert, because a lot of people say you need to position yourself as the expert. That's how you become the local guru, is be the expert. What I want you to do is I want you to start thinking yourself as an educator and an advocate for the success of your customers and the success of your prospects. I want you to think about that for a moment, all right? You are now not the salesperson, not the expert. You're the educator and an advocate for their success. So if you're a mortgage company and you provide first-time homebuyer loans, you want to come and let them know that we understand your problem. Remember, we're going back to the consumer, thinking about those 4 issues. We understand your problem. We're qualified to solve your problem. Even though you think your situation is unique, we've dealt with that before. And there's really going to be no risk, and you're not obligated to anything by contacting us to learn more. We're going to help you achieve the results that you want to achieve by doing business with us. But even if you don't do business with us, you're going to come out knowing a whole lot more. And what happens is when a prospect or a customer sees you as that educator and the advocate for their success, you no longer have to call yourself the expert. They will be the ones to call you the expert. And who do you think they're going to want to do business with you? I want you to look and see how many people in your space, how many of your competitors are having that conversation with their prospects online. How many of your competitors are positioning themselves as that educator and the advocate? So what I want you to think about is when you sit down and you go through an exercise and write down, who am I? Who is my business persona? What is my avatar for my business? And not think of it as, hey, I'm Superman. I only have 3 minutes to let these people know that I'm Superman. But instead, I want you to think about, what can I do to position myself as an educator and an advocate? And I don't want you to think about, well, if I give them all this information, they'll want to just go do it themselves. That's not the mentality. No matter how much you let them know, how much you tell them, they're always going to feel that you have more. They're going to feel that this is the person I need to do business with. And what happens is when they see you as their educator and advocate, then your need or your perceived need to compete on price, especially if you're in a Me Too business, your need to compete on price goes out the window. I have clients and businesses I consult, like remodelers, home remodelers. And you think about it, so many of them feel that they need to compete just on price, that they need to be the cheapest paint, they need to be the cheapest carpet, they need to be the cheapest because they think that's the only thing people want. But what happens is when they become the educator and advocate for their success and let them know, not here's the cheapest, but when they let them know, are you trying to sell your house? Are you trying to get your house ready to put on the market? Well, here's some of the most effective things that you can do at the lowest cost to provide the biggest return. Right? Here is how we helped this family get their house ready to sell. So they no longer are looking to find, are you the cheapest carpet? The bottom line is they are buying the result, the end result of doing business with you. And that result is solving their problem of, I need to sell my house. I need to get the most out of my house. Whereas before, the result was, am I going to have the lowest bill on paint and carpet? Do you see what the difference is there when you position yourself as the educator and advocate, and now they want to buy the result that comes with working with you, the result that they've seen in your education, the result that they've seen from your case studies and testimonials? That's what they're buying. They're not buying the cheapest carpet and the cheapest paint. So how is it that you educate? Well, things that can be very simple. Simple, short reports. When I talked about the mortgage company, get our free guide to the to first-time homebuyers in Miami. It doesn't have to be a huge report. It can be through videos. And they don't have to be Hollywood productions. Just you, a real person, being genuine, letting them know that here are the steps. Here are the things that are going to happen when you go through purchasing your first home. You think about it, if you've ever been to the doctor not knowing what's going to happen, don't you always feel better when a doctor explains to you what is going to happen? Or when you go to get your car repaired and instead of them saying, well, we're just going to fix it and it's going to be this much, but if they give you in a very simple terms, here's what's going to happen. You're going to bring your car in, we're going to work on it for a little while, you can have someone pick you up or we'll drop you off and then we'll have it ready for you by the end of the day. You're just setting expectations and letting them know what's going to occur. You have to think that a lot of times your prospects don't know what it is. It's the unknown. And by you just giving them simple setting expectations of what can occur, then you have been the one to educate them and they feel that you're the advocate for their success. So it can be in simple things. A free report, videos, social media post, anything like that, anything that can position you as that educator and advocate. So it can happen in a lot of different ways. So that right there is going to be the key in positioning yourself as that educator and advocate. That when we talk about marketing who you are, I want you to start thinking about yourself as the educator and the advocate for your prospects and your customers' success. When you make that who you are, you have just found your online X Factor. So next we're going to talk about turning customers into fans. If you liked what you saw here and you're getting fired up about it, that's fantastic. I would love it if you hit the share, you let other folks know that they can put together their online X Factor and understand that they can market online with a real purpose and a real passion, and they can make decisions even without the techie stuff, but when deciding who they're going to use to help them with the techie stuff. So, look forward to seeing you in the next module, which is turning customers into fans. Until then, I'm Jack Mize. Find your online X Factor.